Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Tonight we have a phenomenal show for you. We have the one and only legendary Liam St. John, and he is right on time, so I'm going to bring him right in the room. Liam! How's your night going?
It's amazing. Thank you. How's yours?
It's going well. So I was trying to introduce you, and then I saw you right in the chat, and I was like, okay, let me bring him in. And I'll introduce you because you were like right on time.
The athlete in me.
I love it though. I love it. So for those of you who don't know or have been hiding under a rock, this is the legendary Liam St. John, singer, songwriter, guitarist, season 19 of NBC's hit show The Voice, Team Gwen. He is just Liam, oh my gosh, as a performer, you are one of the most passionate people I have ever seen perform. And it just, if people haven't seen you perform, it's just like a life-changing out-of-body experience.
Thank you, Ashley. That means a lot.
I love it. And I'm not the only one because you're on The Voice. So,
So happy to be here. It's been a long time coming.
yeah, I know. I'm very excited to have you on this show. So thank you guys for coming in the room and joining us on this beautiful Saturday night. So I start each show with a song lyric. So for tonight, we're going to do one of Liam's songs called Stained Glass. This song came out in July. On Sunday morning, head spinning fast, trying to avoid the buildings with the stained glass. Yeah, I'm a sinner. At least I got my bones intact. So, Liam, what does this song mean to you?
Oh yeah, pretty heavy lyrics. This song was kind of like I think a song for myself. I struggled with just kind of not just people pleasing really growing up. I really struggled with speaking up for myself and being myself in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and grew up in the church, and just really struggled with like self-confidence and self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the hook is I may be a fool, but I gotta go with the devil. I know I gotta go. But yeah, so I write a lot of songs with like that are super close to me and just like about my life, and then I add a little bit of fiction in there. So this song kind of paints a picture of a character that's, you know, Sunday morning, just like out of his mind,
Yeah.
uh, struggling with his faith, really, just trying to avoid stained glass buildings. But yeah, I think it's an ode to just finding my sound and finding my voice, and trying to stick it to everybody that's told me I should be something else.
Right. Because especially the church, sometimes the church and they want to like project all these views on you. And you're like, no, I'm doing my thing. And it looks like this.
Yeah, yeah, it's been that's definitely been a huge evolution for me as a person, as an artist, is discovering who I am outside of what other people have told me. So
Yeah. And they're just haters anyway, because when people like to say things, it's like maybe you listen to a little bit of what they say, but a lot of it's just like outside chatter. And you're just like, yeah, whatever.
yeah, that's a good point. Especially as artists, we tend to take things to heart pretty deeply,
Mhm.
and it's a challenge to not let them, mold you or turn you into different directions. So it's been a constant battle, honestly.
Mhm. Well, thank you for being so honest about that because it just, when I talk to musicians, like the more honest they are with themselves and the music, it's just like we as fans can hear that. And that's so important because there's so much of your music that resonates with people all over the world.
Yeah, that's always been something that has blown my mind. This song that was created out of just like my own life, you know, and then it resonates with somebody in Sweden or something. It just,
Yeah.
because it's so specific to my soul, you know. And then, but that's what's beautiful about art is it's really not about, it's not for the artist. It's for the world, you know. Like,
Yeah.
art is a creation thing, like a universe thing that just needs to be shared.
I love that. I think the sharing of music is such a beautiful gift. It truly is.
Same. I mean, it's impacted me a lot.
So it's March, which means it's Women's History Month. So in honor of Women's History Month, can you tell us about a woman that inspires you?
Ooh. Um, yeah. I mean, a couple. I grew up with a single mom and
Mhm.
two sisters. My mom is my absolute hero.
Yeah.
She's a lot as far as work ethic
Yeah.
and chasing after the things that I want. And just she also introduced me to the music that I love.
Yeah.
Charles, Louis Armstrong, Stevie Wonder, Lauryn Hill,
Mhm.
Tracy. She did it all for me. But I mean, women make the world go around. I think it's
Yeah.
there's just power, you know.
Yeah. And without women, there'd be no people because, you know, we need to give birth to you guys.
My favorite woman artist right now would have to be Tori Miller.
Yes, Tori. Tori was also on season 19 of NBC's The Voice.
Yes, she has my favorite voice in the
Yeah,
world.
she's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
So let's go back to your childhood. Now, you said your mom introduced you to all this amazing music growing up. Who else inspired you to get into music, and how old were you?
Um, yeah, so I grew up uh single mom, two older sisters, and very shy and very like self-conscious. So I kept a lot of things to myself.
Hmm.
Happened to be the thing that uh resonated with me, especially the blues music.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, listening to Ray Charles. I always say that the blues finds you, you know. It's not really learned or um you know, chosen. I think it really does find you.
Hmm.
As a 5-year-old, you know, I was listening to trumpet solos by Louis Armstrong and, you know, Ray Charles screaming.
Yeah.
Uh, and it just resonated with me, especially because it internalized a lot of my feelings as a kid.
Hmm.
It allowed me to get those out of my system in a healthy way. But yeah, I mean, really, my mom introduced me to really great music. And then, uh, like I mean, everybody, like my older sister Tara, she introduced me to hip hop, which plays a big role in my upbringing in the music world.
Hmm.
A lot of influences that I have to give credit to, you know.
Hmm. And such a strong family base of strong women. Who-
Yeah,
So, how would you describe the music that you create?
hmm. Well, I guess genre would be blues rock.
Mhm.
I tried to put myself in the soul pocket for a long time and just realized I was trying to appease something that I wasn't. And then I found my like this gritty, soulful sound come out of me, and that was the first time I felt alive and felt like myself. And that's what I hope to do. That's my goal as a human and as an artist is just to find truth, be my full truest self, and especially in the way I sing my songs and sing my lyrics. I want them to be felt, and I want them to feel true. And so yeah, but I mean, gritty, gravelly blues rock. I love to scream and just let loose, let the music kind of take over.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen Liam perform or Liam sing, it's like I said earlier, it's one of those things you feel it in every inch of your body. It's mind blowing.
It is an out of body thing for me. It's like it's when I fully evolve into Liam St. John. It's when I'm up on stage.
Mhm. So when do you think you actually found your true voice, like that gritty, soulful, passionate person that we know today?
Yeah, I guess internally it's always been there with, you know, really internalizing Ray Charles and the way
Yeah.
you hear imperfection in his voice, and it sounds raw and beautiful and true. I think that's what resonated with me as a kid. But yeah, I mean, I struggled with like accepting that music is what I needed to do,
Mhm.
and I was pursuing education and athletics for so long, but eventually the person that my soul was like, okay, time's up,
Yeah.
man. You got to let me out. And so I released my first single in just recently in 2018, and
Mhm.
that time I really gave myself permission to go for it. And then since then, it's just been full force. The trench work of the music industry, and that's where I found like life for the first time was, you
Yeah.
know, the dive bars and open mics singing for whiskey.
Yeah. So they pay you in whiskey, right? They don't actually pay you. They'll be like, here's a drink.
Yeah, here's a drink ticket or two.
So walk us through your creative process. What's that like?
Um, so I think there are different ways. It's really interesting. Writing songs always blows my mind because it didn't exist beforehand. And whenever you write one, you feel like you'll never write another one again. Um, but I usually pick up my guitar and find a progression that's resonating with me based off of, you know, a number of influences of music I've heard and music that's resonating with me at the time. And then I just kind of sing what I'm feeling, and it sometimes it clicks. I write a lot of bad songs, but uh, really those songs that have stuck are just super raw emotions that I'm just trying to communicate, and finally, you know, they come out in the right way. But uh, I've written songs like in my head, which that it's called "Not a Good Man Walking." It'll be on my record that we release. But it's I heard this one of my best friend's parents were telling me this story about a man they encountered, and at the end of the story, they're like, "Yeah, he's not a good man walking." And instantly, I wrote the hook in my head, like I heard the melody of the hook, and then
Yeah.
wrote the entire song within 10 minutes, just like
Wow.
um, which really blew my mind because songs, you know, usually take me a bit longer. But I'd say in general, it's just creatively. Um, you know, I try to be diligent with doing it every day if I can,
Hmm.
and giving my soul space to create.
I love that. That's so beautiful because you start with guitar and then you just hear something and you're like, oh, I'm gonna rock with that.
Yeah, yeah, and then songs come out of nowhere that you were never expecting to come up. You know, a lot of people try and write songs like, you know, when you're co-writing, you really have to be intentional with like, what are we writing about and where is this story going, which
Mhm.
I find really difficult. But like I've been writing with people, brilliant writers like Tori, who just know how to take you through a song. But that's a lot harder to do. Uh, like I'm more like just guttural. What am I feeling right now? But in the songwriting industry, you have to be prepared to write uh, songs off of a subject that somebody tells you to write about.
Hmm. Hmm. So let's talk about the formation of your band. How did you guys meet each other?
Yeah. So once I dove into the industry, it's all I wanted.
Hmm.
So started going to these open mics all over Portland, Oregon,
Hmm.
uh, And one night there was this man named Ewayne Jones, and he was playing guitar and harmonica.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the coolest thing I'd ever heard. And then the host of the open mic, Brian Bays, he played a song, and he just tore up the guitar, like the best blues guitarist I had ever heard at the time. And he called my name up to come play. I didn't know anybody there. I was like my first week in Portland, and I was like, "Do you guys want to play on this song?" And I had a blues song that I was playing, and they were like, "Sure, what key?" And they ended up jamming with me on that song with no rehearsal or anything, and it was one of the most life-giving things. And they took two of my bandmates, and then we just started jamming together regularly, and then starting rehearsing, and then started booking gigs, and went from that open mic at the Ranger Station in Portland to opening for people like Jacob Banks.
Yeah, which is incredible. I think the power of open mics is just like nothing else. Like for musicians, when you're in these like places that hold maybe 20, whatever, maybe 50 people, like they're small places, and you guys go up there, like I give you guys so much props to go up there and do that, because you just never know where the opportunity is gonna come out of. Like, yeah, you have these people on stage with you, but there could also be someone extremely important in the audience, and you're just not sure.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, that's Bishop Briggs was her story is pretty similar.
Yeah.
She was picked up out of like a writer's round in a bar.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's all about being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and the only way to be there is to just be doing it every chance you get.
Exactly. And you also mentioned Jacob Banks, so you opened and you toured for him.
We just opened for a stop in
Okay.
the northwest,
Hmm.
separate from him. But yeah, I mean, he's a huge influence for me. One of my favorite artists in
Yeah.
general. And we got the opportunity to open up for him and Jamie Commons,
Oh yeah.
my hometown of Spokane, Washington. So
Yeah.
that was just one of those moments that you as an artist just, when you dive into something that you believe in,
Hmm.
and, but trenches and kind of just hard work and no sign of light, but you just have this hope inside of you, and you have this like knowingness that it's going to happen, and
Right.
then something comes out of nowhere, and just uh sorry, my dog is scratching at.
Oh wait, I thought your dog's gonna come and make an appearance. Yeah.
He should come. I'll bring him. Yeah, but it's those moments that reassure you that you're on the right track.
Hmm. So a few of your musical inspirations that you've talked about: Etta James, Sam Cooke, Tracy, countless other people. What do you like about those specific musicians?
um I think they all sing from a deep place in their soul, and like Sam Cooke was was crying, and a change is going to come about the injustices that he was facing.
Yeah.
um and Etta James, you just when you hear her sing, it's just you're feeling her soul come out of her. She never had any inhibitions or judgment towards herself. She just let it all out.
Hmm.
I admire singers and artists that are true to themselves, even if it means like, I think it's Greenbacks in one of Ray Charles' records where his voice kind of squeaks, it cracks.
Yeah.
So beautiful. It's like you could tell he has joy in it, and he has um, just intention with what he's singing.
Hmm. Yeah, and such powerful, legendary singers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really grateful that I grew up listening to them. I also listened to the top 40 in pop music and hip hop, but those were my foundation. Those artists.
Hmm. Awesome. What other musicians inspire you?
Right now, I'd say Kaleo. They're a
Hmm.
blues band that I really admire,
Hmm.
especially for their um, career as a touring band. You know, they did it the hard way in the music festival system, and then ended up selling out a headlining gig. So
Yeah.
Gary Clark Jr. is the future. You
Uh,
know, he's
yeah.
incredible. Bishop Briggs, Matt Mason, all of those artists, Jacob Banks, they're all pretty inspiring to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking musicians.
Yeah, there's a genre that we're all kind of sitting in,
Mhm.
feeding off of each other.
Yeah. And that's so important. It's just to vibe off of other musicians as well, and then just get your inspiration from them.
Absolutely.
Who would you like to collaborate with?
Mhm. Um, wow, that's a great question. I think maybe uh, Tracy Chapman would be a really uh, monumental collaboration, just because I think of my childhood when I think of Tracy Chapman.
Yeah.
Uh, but maybe like an hip hop artist like NF,
Hmm.
or um, who are some of the hip hop artists I'm loving right now? Uh, you know, Logic or Kendrick. I think hip hop and blues both come from the same origins of, storytelling, and storytelling about pain.
Yeah. It's very parallel to one another.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to see you collaborate with like Kendrick. That would be unreal.
I mean,
So in October, you were on season 19 of The Voice. You picked Sex and Candy by Marcy Playground for your blind audition. Why this song? Because that song is like from 1995. I haven't heard that song in years. And then you just brought this whole new life into
yeah.
it.
Um, I mean, that was, first of all, the one of the greatest moments of my life was that
Yeah,
blind eye. But
yeah.
I, like I said, whenever I'm performing, want to be as true to myself as possible. And Sex and Candy is a cover song that I play regularly,
Mhm.
that my band and I have made a bluesy rendition to make it feel like it's our own thing. Definitely a big influence from Alan Stone, who is also from my area of the states. He's from Chihuahua, which is just a few minutes away from us. But
Yeah.
he made a super soulful cover that influenced me a lot. But yeah, I think the song just really it kind of doesn't really make sense, and I love songs that make you question, and then when you can make that type of thing your own, I think it makes a great combination.
Yeah, it was such an incredible audition. And then Blake and Gwen turned around, and it's like, okay, are they going to get in a fight right now for you?
Joke was mom and dad were arguing over me.
So, why did you end up picking Gwen?
um, I so they waited the entire song to turn,
Yeah.
which was nerve wracking. Um, but I really appreciated what Blake had to say, and that he turned first after I hit my head voice. But I just I felt like I aligned with Gwen Stefani a bit more, just in the sense that she is unique
Yeah.
and eclectic, in her taste of music and in style and fashion, and her career is just so decorated, and it's just so long lasting. I really wanted to learn some things from her.
Mhm.
Um, I think in retrospect, either coach would have been a good decision. I think I accomplished what I went on that show to do, show my artistry. But yeah, I think Gwen was just for some reason, the obvious choice for me
Yeah.
going. I don't know.
Hmm. So, what was she like as a coach?
Working with Gwen was really cool. pointed out things that me and Ryan really wouldn't have seen otherwise, like in our battle. Yeah, I mean, she just, first of all, when we went to work with her and Julia Michaels, it felt like a session, like a writing session.
Yeah.
We had prepared for them for I Need a Dollar, and then sang it to them. And it was just really laid back. Felt like it was just four musicians trying to make the best possible rendition of this song for the show. But yeah, her and Julia Michaels really gave us good insight on how to make this super linear song stand out and give it some dynamics. And yeah, it was just really cool to hear coaches point out your strong suits,
Yeah.
and where you need where my weaknesses were, and try and put all those coaching tips into work with the performance.
Mm-hmm. So is there one thing that Gwen said to you that's stuck with you, like a piece of advice she gave you?
I mean, she was pretty encouraging on my charisma and my energy, my just the way I carry myself on stage, and I really, appreciated her commenting on that. And I think she just said the biggest thing I took away from it was own those things that are yours, like the screams and the big runs and belts and stuff, and then but find ways to make it more dynamic. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing I struggle with, because I'm always just trying to scream scream from the bottom of my belly, the blues, and sometimes I forget that I need to be dynamic.
Well, it definitely doesn't show. Like when I've seen you perform, I'm like, wow, what did I watch? Like it's captivating.
That means a lot. It's live performance is really what I feel I'm on this earth to do.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, because it's one of those things where it's like the energy that somebody feels when they see you perform.
Yeah, it's a shared thing. Like, coming up with my band, we started playing in these pubs that would sell like 100 tickets, and they'd be packed, and then the whole you just be giving energy back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
And I always it's not even that I'm trying to give the energy of like a stadium performance. It's just I feel it's my duty to just give everything I have in every performance, and I think that carries a long way in a live audience when people are experiencing that together. I think it does some universe work to bring you in front of more people.
Definitely. What's something that surprised you about your time on The Voice?
I think the most surprising, well, I just wasn't expecting the relationships to form that did, like met my best friends on that show. I went in like at a time of my life where I was like finally just happy and being true to myself, and then you go and to this amazing opportunity where other people are in that same boat, and it's just those relationships will last literally the rest of our lives. I just saw Corey Ward commented, and Tori Miller, those are
Sam Wilco in here as well.
Sam, yeah. So I actually auditioned for season 18 and was supposed to be a competitor for season 18, and then some things happened, and that's why I had to come back for 19. But that's where I met Sam, and he's one of the best guys I know.
Oh yeah, amazing. Yeah, and that's what when I ask that question, I'm telling you, everybody says the same thing. They're like, everybody was so amazing, and the relationships and my best friends, and I'm like, that just makes me so happy, like to hear that, because you guys are all bonded together from that experience, especially during COVID.
Yeah. Oh yeah. that was incredible. Like the fact that we got, I feel like the luckiest person alive that we got this opportunity, to, big props to the Voice for making it happen.
Yeah.
They kept us safe, they kept us quarantined and healthy. And most importantly, they allowed us to sing live music again, which
Yeah.
most of us is what our livelihood, and what, if we don't do it, it's pretty dark times if you're not doing the thing that you feel called to do.
Definitely. And I feel like for people that were watching as well, it was so nice to see music and see you guys up there and just be like, they're doing what they love, but we love music too. So it's like that give and take.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was cool to interact with that online crowd.
Yeah.
But it's pretty different. I think that made the sorry, commenting on my mustache.
Oh,
Performing to the judges is already intimidating. Usually they have a live crowd and they're giving you energy, but it's just you and the band sharing chairs with nobody in there to give you any energy. So that was different, but it was really a really amazing thing that we got to do that during this pandemic.
Mm-hmm. So you released a bunch of singles in this past year. Sinking Hole, Grandfather Collar, Gloss, and most recently, I'd Rather Go Blind. What do you want listeners to take away from these songs that you released?
So, I mean, all of my songs, I'd Rather Go Blind is a cover by Etta James.
Yeah.
And I also released A Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke.
Yep.
I just want to be, connect with people, like, I think people resonate with those songs because of what they meant at the time they were written. And I just want to communicate back in the covers I make that just how I feel those songs made me feel. But as far as my originals, it's always just been mind-blowing when I release a song like Glossed or Sinking Hole that's like came from like a dark space and it was super specific to me, and then they get this like great reception from people.
Yeah.
Like it was just really mind-blowing. So I think I'm learning what releasing music is all about. It's about connecting with other people and like just realizing how music has impacted me, and I've held on to songs to get me through things. I just want to do that for other people. I mean, my biggest goal is to tell people that they can be themselves and just to be true, find their truth and go after that as hard as they can.
Yeah. And it's so important to be true to yourself. Like, don't try to be like that other person over there. Just do you.
Absolutely.
I feel like you're like the poster boy for that because like I'm doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing music, what career path would you choose and why?
So I grew up wanting to be an Olympian. I pursued track and field with every ounce of my soul and body, and put my body through the ringer for that. That was always a dream that I want, to be a track and field Olympian. And I kind of got to see that in a different sense. I lived in South Africa and got to compete with the world's greatest athletes after college. And then just had to retire. My body couldn't take it.
Yeah.
But I think a dream would be to be a professional snowboarder.
Cool.
The coolest career, I think. Just like drinking rock stars for breakfast. And
do you snowboard?
Yeah, I'm not. I've been snowboarding since I was 5, but I never took it to like a level where I'm advanced at all. I just love snowboarding.
Yeah. It's so cool, and in the Olympics when they're like doing all these twists and turns, I'm like, how are they doing? It's so incredible.
Yeah, I mean it's but I think that's
So the covers and original music you post on social media is incredible, and TikTok has been a big game changer for you. So what do you like about TikTok?
um yeah, that app I think changed my life in a lot. I just started posting covers, and that's what first really took off was uh, these covers. Like one cover, it got like 1 million views or something.
Hmm.
I think what I like most about that app is it's just there's you have no control over it. Like you can post a song and it'll. I think I just posted one. It probably has like 200 views. You know.
Yeah,
You just have no control over it, and it's really just all about post. So then it eliminates the need to try and post something to please somebody. So then because of that, like I can't control what gets more likes and views. So I started posting originals, and that's what really encouraged me to start writing more because people were resonating with these lyrics I was writing, uh,
hmm,
and that's what like I put glossed on there, and it like blew up. Had no idea.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think it's just so frustrating, that app, because you get experience like this moment of like uh just the doors are wide open, and like when I posted a change is gonna come, I just got an influx of fans and traffic to my Spotify, and then it just closes.
yeah,
It doesn't really care. So I love that about it, but it's really frustrating.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's good, but then there's also some kinks that need to be worked out.
I mean, I think it's all a part of the process. Like I know that when a song is meant to be heard, it will be. So
Someone will find it somewhere.
yeah.
What artists or genres of music have you been listening to during quarantine?
um oh, all over the place. I really love hip hop. I
Mhm.
have a playlist called Hip Hopopotamus, uh, which is based off of Flight of the Conchords song. I don't know if
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
yeah, like I love Eminem, Logic, uh, Childish Gambino,
yeah.
uh, and then like reggae. I love listening to Bob Marley. Kind of calms my soul
Hmm.
in the morning. Uh, I love it all. Country. I'm starting to dig my toes into country and bluegrass, and
Hmm.
I find meaning in all of it. So
Yeah, because inspiration can come from anywhere.
absolutely.
Hmm. What song do you wish you wrote and why?
There's a song. Uh, I just listened to it. It's called Unholy.
Hmm.
I forget the artist's name, which I'm sad about, but it's got the perfect combination of like, it's super in the pocket,
Hmm.
uh, super gritty, soulful, but it has the same essence of my songs, kind of just a little bit blasphemous, but for a good purpose. Ah, It's called Unholy by, I think his name's Bobby. Um, but look it up. It's amazing. I wish I had written that song. It slaps.
Love it. So, what's next for you? Live streams, more singles, collaborations? What's coming up with you?
Yeah. Well, I've got an actual physical show
Yay!
that Tori is headlining, Tori Miller, and then Greg is coming to play it with us. We're playing in Fayetteville at George's Majestic Lounge,
Hmm.
and then yeah, I'm working on a couple projects and like an EP and then a full length album.
Hmm.
Um, And then Tori and I are starting a little duo. So
Cool.
we've been writing for that. So there's a lot of different avenues that we're working. But you know, the main thing is just making music and
Yeah.
sharing.
Love it. So your show coming up in Fayetteville, what's the date? Like, where's it going to be? It's Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just letting people know because we have people tuned in from all over the country, all over the world. So I want to make sure people know like where you're going to be.
Yeah. It's Fayetteville, Arkansas at Georgia's Majestic Lounge on March 12th. So next Friday.
Next Friday. So most people aren't doing anything, so go there.
Yeah. It's socially, it'll be safe. We'll all be wearing masks and things. So
Awesome. Good stuff. Oh, someone said Unholy by Bobby Saint.
yeah.
Thank you, Sam. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Um, I guess what I've gathered over my whole life is the main theme is just being true to yourself. I think trumps anything over any piece of advice I've been given. Because then it's all for nothing if you're not doing what your soul needs to breathe, you know?
Yeah.
It's really easy to just like maybe even unknowingly make decisions based off of somebody else's uh, view and vision for you. But it's so unhealthy, you
Yeah.
know? And so, I found myself in, you know, really struggling, like found myself in like a deep depression that I didn't know I could ever find
Hmm.
because I wasn't honoring myself. So, and loving myself. That's the biggest thing, I think.
Yeah. Being true to yourself is so, so, so important because you're right. When you're living someone else's life, you're like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think my story should be like a testament to what honoring yourself, unfolds for you. Like it, it opened me up. Like basically I found the most joy when I was in these trenches, singing in dive bars. I
Yeah.
found meaning in the hard work. It was the craziest feeling. And then because I found meaning in those things, I wanted to do it all the time. And then that's when different doors kept opening. And because I was doing it just for the only purpose to be true to myself, there was no like when Jacob Banks came, it was an incredible opportunity. And when The Voice came, that's an incredible opportunity, but it wasn't, my value and purpose wasn't laid down in those, anchored in those things. So,
Hmm. And what's the advice you'd give to other musicians during this quarantine?
um, I'd say, you know, just put your music out. There's no sense of holding it. The whole world's online waiting to feel something.
Right.
Putting things out, um, and then try to find ways to. We struggle with feeling stagnant.
Mhm.
You know, for walls. So just try to find ways to stay healthy mentally while honoring yourself as an artist. Find different ways to express that. I'd say.
Mhm. I love that. That's wonderful advice. So, for people that are in the room that are watching that don't follow you, give us all your social media channels and where people can follow your journey.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Liam St. John is across the board where you can find me. Except for, I mean, Spotify, it's just Liam St. John, or all my music's under Liam St. John.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, the best way would be to, I'll just put it in these right here, to sign up for my newsletter, because then we're just talking one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And I send people, I send my subscribers, news beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And for people watching this chat right now, how can they support you in your journey?
Yeah, I think just being engaged with your favorite artists, like whether it be me or Gary Clark Jr. I think what all humans want is just to be connected and feel connected and engaged. I have music out that if you're looking for something to feel like, I would love for you to listen to my music. Really want to support, like, you can buy my merch on my website. That's a great way to support me fiscally, as well as sharing my brand to the world. But yeah, just in general, it really means a lot when people engage with my music and tell me how it impacts them.
Awesome. I love it. Someone said that your YouTube has some good old gems and it's great. So yes, YouTube as well.
Yep.
So that's all my questions. And this is the part of the show where you are going to perform for us. So take it away, Liam.
Oh, right on. So I wrote this song. It's called The Ozarks. And it references some parts of my old life, like my hometown and my faith. It's just a song about death and then new life. So yeah, I wrote it about Tori, actually. So. Bones from the buffalo cross the river, watching the spirits leave their home. Stones from down below, watch them wither. Hearing them cry, I didn't want to go home. Taken down by the Willamette River, washed up by the California Sea. Found my breath right in the middle. Yours arms near silence. Groans from the Holy Ghost, marked by shiver. Preach, he says, and whoa, he knows. From the paradise filled with riches. All I see are fake diamond rings and fool's gold. Taken down by the Willamette River, washed up on the California Sea. Found my breath right in the middle. The Ozarks, taken down by the Willamette River, washed up on the California Sea. Found my breath right in the middle. The Ozarks near Silent Spring. Whoa, the Ozarks near Silent Spring.
Yes! Love it. Thank you guys for your comments. Nuno, Sam, 07. I don't know. There's a bunch of numbers there.
Yo. Sam. Cool, I'll play one more for you. I'm just trying to think what to play. I think I'll play a cover if that's okay. Or
Fine.
do you want?
I am, whatever you are feeling, I'm okay with.
Okay. I put a spell on you because you're mine. Because you're mine. Stop the things you do. Stop the things you do. I'm not lying. I can't stand you running around. No, I can't stand you holding me down. Whoa, I put a spell on you. I put a spell on you because you're mine. Because you're mine. I put a spell on you because you're mine. Oh, because you're mine. Stop the things you do. Stop the things you do. I'm not lying. You know I love you. I love you anyhow. Don't care if you don't want me. Say I'm yours right now. Whoa, I put a spell on you. I put a spell on you because you're mine. I put a spell on you.
Yes! I love it. Amazing, amazing. So guys, if you have any questions for Liam, please feel free to put them in the chat box below and we'll get to some of your questions. So while you were playing, I wanted to share this comment with you from Margaret. I'm a police officer in Scotland and been so stressful this past year, but listening to Liam has been so amazing and relaxing.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow,
Woo!
Mark. Thank you for your service and for listening. That's amazing.
Yes, thank you. Mitch, Jeannie, Sosie, Tori. Someone said, are you and Ashley matching intentionally since you have leopard print? Is yours leopard print?
Where?
I think.
Oh, wow. This is little flowers.
Flowers, yeah, mine's leopard. um, Peeps asked me to tell you that your Grammy is coming.
Right on, you know. I do.
I'm just going to hang tight because sometimes it's delayed, so I want to see if any other questions come through.
Right on. All of my headbands have really deep meaning to me. This is my favorite one.
How many do you have?
Probably 15, 10 or 15.
I love it.
Yeah.
10 or 15. And you wear it like every day?
I try to, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I had really long hair for a little bit and it's got a little out of control.
It just needs to be contained. I get it. So composing has helped me with my depression. Does it help you too?
Wow. Yes. I think when I was in the thick of it, that is what brought me out was saying it out loud, you
Yeah.
know, that this is how I'm feeling. Which is really sad that a lot of people that suffer from things like that don't feel like they have the freedom to say it, you know, because a lot of people just try to tell you, just be happy again. Which I feel it's just really hard to express those things in the first place. But yeah, music definitely brought it out for me.
Mm-hmm. What other instruments would you like to learn?
I mean, I want to be actually proficient at guitar, like before I move on to a new instrument. I used to play trumpet. I would
Oh,
like to
cool.
get back into reading music and playing brass instruments again, or piano.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really want to dig more into like electric guitar and playing blues lead.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. How long have you been playing guitar?
11 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love to see you on electric guitar. That would just be amazing.
Really soon it'll. I mean, I've been practicing lead for. Sorry about that. Am I back?
No. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I've been practicing my lead guitar for about 2 years, but I still got ways to go.
Mm-hmm. What time is your set on the 12th, and is it going to be recorded?
I think there'll be a live stream
Mm-hmm.
that you can check into on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
for free. Um, the show starts at 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Central Time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who are your idols in the music world?
Um, I would have to say Ray Charles is probably my thickest foundation as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
because of the way he communicates himself through his music so purely, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the rawest form of music to me.
Mm-hmm. I have been doing music. Do you have any advice for producing and spreading my music? Not me personally. This was a question.
Yeah, I mean, first off, just keep doing it uh, as much as you can and sharing it. Like you're you're gonna find your niche and your audience, and you're gonna resonate with somebody. And the hardest part is just doing it and putting it out there. As far as spreading music, there's a lot of things you can look into, like just like digital marketing. I would check some digital marketings out for musicians.
Totally. And collaborations. I feel like a lot of people are doing collaborations at this time.
Yeah, I mean the hardest part is getting in front of the right people.
Right.
People that you want that like this type of music you're playing. So if you can figure out how to get in front of those people, whether it's a collaboration or you know, yeah, there's multiple avenues of traffic.
Mhm. Awesome. So, Liam, do you have any final words for the room?
Um, just to all of you that have tuned in, thank you for sticking with me.
Yes.
Uh, it's been a journey, this career, but it's only just starting. So I'm just to the 17 of you in this room. I'm seriously so grateful. Um, Thank you, and to Ashley, thank you for hosting this. I really appreciate you bringing on a really good artists, and I'm honored to be a part of your community now. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I am so honored to have you on my show, and I appreciate you being so honest with us and sharing your music. And guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Liam on all social media platforms. And there is a link below. It's liamstjohn.com/thank you. Buy his merch. He has a live stream coming up on the 12th. And like I said, thank you, Liam, for spending your evening with us. Guys, if you don't already, please follow Liam and please follow me. I'm Ashley Live. This is Vibin with Ashley Live. And I have incredible musicians just like Liam on all the time. So please give us both a follow. And have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. And we'll see you guys next time.
See y'all. Thanks, Ashley.
Bye-bye.
Bye.